they picked their heroes and perfectly, and incidentally with the exactly same draft used in one of the bigger yesterday. There. And they start off the same way again, because why the hell wouldn't Ben? But this time the Grimstroke does make an appearance.
10 seconds.
Probably means Doom and Lich Band.
5 seconds left.
You don't want that double Doom or double Chain Frost. Those two things are horrifying. But yeah, Sven picked up here, pretty common first base pick, and then Darkseer picked up right away, which is interesting because there's still a lot of purges in the pool. Okay, I took that one out. So right away banning Oracle because you got the Sven Darkseer. That one makes sense. One hero countering two, so that gets banned out right away. Next ban, they'll probably ban Doom. I mean, he's got a purge that he can get from a creep. Doom as well dispels when he uses it on someone. You don't want that when you have Sven and Darkseer on your team. And it goes pretty good with Grimstroke, so Doom probably going to be the second phase ban here.
Your synergies we already have quite of a lot. A bit old school, a bit clunky and hard to actually execute, but there is the vacuum into Stormhammer comp.
Yeah, a tale as old as time, Sven vacuuming, or Darkseer vacuuming, hitting with the Sven Stormhammer, and then him getting a Rampage.
Almost
but
as old as Sven Stormhammering. For that one.
I don't.
Don't?
No.
B03, one of the earlier games.
Oh, right!
Ben tried to kill Beast Master through the sun, but clicked the boar instead of the hero. Missed the kill because of it.
Oof. Yeah, I do remember that.
That's an old.
10 seconds.
Alright, let's focus on this game though. That probably won't happen this one, though I feel like throwing a Stormhammer on a boar these days, those boars are terrifying.
Yeah.
They do a lot of damage, might actually be worth doing.
Absolutely.
Though they're thinking pretty hard about what they want to ban out here. I do think it will be the Doom though. That's something that you don't really want to play against. Actually, Anti-Mage.
One of these heroes that actually does decently well against the dark. Basically walk up and burn all this money. Iron Shells, you have to spell shield.
I mean, it does make a little bit of sense. Couple strengths that the Anti-Mage has against the Darkseer is, again, it's one of the heroes that can lane against the Darkseer. You just want to jump on top of him constantly, hit him a couple times with your mana break, and he's out of mana. It's like kind of like the Ember Spirit versus Anti-Mage matchup. Yeah, Anti-Mage is a pretty weak laner, but there's certain heroes that really rely on having mana to be able to fight any hero in lane. And again, they respond in Ember Spirit since Anti-Mage is banned out. So, good call by them right there. Also, I want to throw in that Grimstroke ultimate with the Mana Void. That is so strong. Because you get 2 huge nukes in the AoE.
5 seconds left.
Seems pretty good on paper, but I've seen it like a couple of times.
Yeah, I've seen it do some serious damage before, and again, pretty good against Darkseer. He's a huge mana pool. He normally goes through it pretty quickly.
And like you have 2 heroes you also have to burn mana on. Not really guaranteed.
Fair enough. It is true. Alright, next picks though. They decide to pick up Razor and then Pugna right after that. Then Disruptor. That isn't a hero that we've seen a whole lot in the last couple of patches, but he's come back into popularity recently.
Lions are deviating a little bit from the heroes that they've so far. Disruptor is your solution to the Imbatv, right? Also, deal quite well with it. It's this big project.
5 seconds left.
Handy, and yeah, especially with the glimpse, with the keeping people in range with the Razor to keep away, and actually utilizing the damage against. has a very heavy. Again, synergy with the Dark Sphere is also pretty obvious.
Yeah, I feel like they need something that's more in your face. The Sven goes pretty well with the Darkseer, but Disruptor does feel a little bit awkward. I mean, yeah, it does counter the Ember Spirit here, but the issue is Ember Spirit is able to dodge the Glimpse with both his Sleight of Fist and his Remnant, so it's not like an end-all counter. His ultimate is an instant cast point though. If you're able to drop that right away, then it gets hit by stun, it takes him out pretty fast. But you get level 6 first on the Disruptor, and it kind of depends on Ember Spirit not being in the best position. So Ember Spirit does have to watch the Disruptor a little bit, but I think he'll be fine as long as he plays around it.
It's Dyer's band now.
Next couple of bands. KABAN side take out the wall. The Troll Warlord. What is there left for Alliance to actually go for right now? Fling mine? What again?
I mean, at this point, the anti-mage would be pretty nice, but they banned that one out themselves.
Carol Blade is not
5 seconds left.
choice, but through these illusions a little bit easier.
I'm thinking here. You know, Medusa wouldn't be horrible.
Dyer pick.
Operate if they actually ban out the mob.
No, he's one of the Alliance wants to round themselves out, and they take Shadow Demon last.
This is
So
now, or are they just putting?
that's gotta be a Sven core, right? I mean, you have the Darkseer, you have the Suck. Bring them all in. That's when you want to be running a core Sven, right?
And just set up plenty of control for him to be able people.
5 seconds left.
It's not super common these days, but it's something that is bound to come up.
There is no way that they're running mid disruptor. Please tell me that they're not running mid disruptor.
I mean, not mid disruptor, but certainly mid Shadow Demon. I've seen that one before.
Right, they're doing something interesting here. I think it's more likely to be mid disruptor than it is to be a mid Shadow Demon. I'm gonna be honest with you. But disruptor isn't the hero that you want to run mid against a Pugna.
Wait, you only
Still
get
think it's
one.
probably gonna be Razor, yeah. Foxy don't want a Shadow Demon. What? I mean, there's no more swapping, so this is the way it's gonna be. Okay. Actually, yeah, they did play Disruptor for the open qualifier. Team at Venom. I don't know who's on there. Still. Oh yeah, Skylark, Spartan, Lil played there, Walker, Doug. The open qualifiers.
I'm just confused. Okay, so this is position 3, Shadow Demon, right? It's a mid race.
What?
That's gonna be a carry Sven.
We've established this 3 minutes ago, Neff. Move on.
This feels so weird.
Well, I better keep rapping because it's happening. I mean, you're up 1-0 in this best of 3 series if at this point. Find this out now. The real life conditions, while you have a tiny bit of a safety.
Fortune and glory await.
Come on, they certainly. I mean, they've won against Alliance in the major qualifiers. Also gotta feel well, they can do it again. Gotta believe here to end up doing it. I would like to line up a little bit better than last game. Play like a lot of damage potentially even in the game. Last with the crit spray perhaps coming through. Grimstroke. Not the biggest combos with it though, because I do not believe that the life drain really works properly. I tried it.
No, that's a channeling spell. I don't think you can channel on 2 people at once.
I mean, works for Shadow Shaman.
Nani?
You can get double shackles with Shadow Shaman.
30 seconds
But,
till
like,
showtime.
I just remember playing Pugna on my team a while ago. Getting life drain off.
Experience then.
Not sure if it was just like you being out of had something to do with it or whether it was a bug. We'll have to keep an eye on it. But beyond that though, I mean this that's what they have. Skidder with the avalanche with a nice little double stun. Those few things. Well, he goes further to try and pick up that extra bounty rune, but make it with his own stun will secure that at least. But Tiger does go down. Beats the first blood after all, with or without iron shells. Barely doing anything. The other side there.
So 2 for 2 bounty rune trade right there, and first blood coming out for KABAN, so they've got a pretty good start so far.
They know that they kill to support Dark here.
I'm sure they know that at this point, right?
Yeah. So, yeah. They're up against a tri-lane though, which is a bit dangerous perhaps, especially with this combo coming through. Nice little double stun, but the Inkswell still does connect. Tiger low again. There's not a whole lot else he can do here. Finally, Insana comes in, runs around Skidder. Low and dead. That makes it worth it all of a sudden.
That carry going down is not what you want to happen, but I'm not sure if it was worth it because this Darkseer's got to walk back the lane now, so they're fighting this 2v3 for a while. He does this walk of shame here, and you want a couple levels on this Darkseer right away. Level 1 Ion Shell, isn't that threatening? Especially if the enemies like start to get a level advantage on you. If they're able to burst down whoever you have the Ion Shell on, you're in a really bad place.
I think the dream of levels for him is down the drain the moment you decide to go further to the tri-lane, which is it's actually going straight into the jungle. Like some really old school. Probably gonna get more out of that than the stick. Does leave us with a 1v1 matchup. Pugna and the Razor up top. Razor doing well so far. Lane with Shadow Demon. So let's talk about that for a little bit. Because Shadow Demon mid is a little bit unconventional, but it's not been unheard of. Going on him right now. Don't know if he thought this one through. 3 stacks of Shadow Poison. And it's level 2 Flame Guard that's about to expire. 4th stack of Poison. He's actually dead here, isn't he?
Yep, he gets one more. He's
Oh,
gone.
you need the 5th one.
He misses.
Ah, no.
Alright, doesn't quite bring him down there.
I was
Yeah.
very confident he was dead, but...
Yeah, just waited for that Flame Guard to expire, which is the right play, but he does manage to survive that
Now
himself
there's
right
a combo
after.
again on for Mickey. He's still alive though, but Barlong doesn't stick charges. That'll be just enough to put him over the edge. Zania. Wait, Tiger also make. And never stop ready to go. This is a very scary combination. Avalanche, keep him in place. Grimstroke with the Inkbell on the fence, jumping in.
They just take tons of damage instantly, and again, Grimstroke in the tri-lane pretty good just due to Stroke of Fate and Inkswell. But again, Darkseer is a pretty scary hero in tri-lanes as well, and Sven is a hero that's able to get up in your face. So they do have decent heroes for dealing with it, this lane. I'm surprised that we haven't seen more kills happen in this lane already.
Pull the creep wave and make you run after me. Gonna get some free experience, take that away from the actually. Yeah, maybe not something that he necessarily.
Yeah, that's exactly what he sounds like. Alright, top lane here, Koiva. He's been underneath the tower here of DK Phobos like this entire game so far. And he's like pretty far ahead of him in last hits as well. I don't think this is what you want in Pugna. You want to be pushing out the lane, trying to get close to the enemy tower and getting some harass on it.
Happening again.
Alright, bottom lane.
This time the fifth one did not connect because of W, so still no kill for Boxy down bottom. Let's play. Kill actually happened. But this time with presumably the full combo. Utilized.
Dark's here with the Invisorin, so he's going to play Spooky Ghost for a little while.
Top mids. Boxy is just slightly ahead in terms of CS, but kind of keeps going in aggressively. Boxy starts stacking up the Shadow Point. Number 4 again. 5 perhaps coming in this time and just has to wait for the Flame God to expire. And that time it's the kill. Not just him,
bottom lane in the meantime.
Down already. Skitter's still on the run. Super freaking low himself. It's Angel, this time level 2. It's doing some work here on both of these heroes actually, but they focus on the big one. Skitter with the short range jump, the stun to follow. Just enough to bring him down, but will lose big in return. A lot of blood being spilled. Bottom lane right. 3 for 1 in total, I guess. Counter's only going down for it.
The response kill on Sven was super important though. You can't let this Sven get too far ahead. You need your PA to be getting farm in this lane. Your goal right now on KABAN is to have the PA get enough farm so she's able to take out some of these supports or people on the back lines at the start of these fights as quickly as possible. In any drawn out fight, as the game goes on, Alliance is going to have the advantage. Because that's exactly what they've done with this draft. They got PA because you can get into the back lines and bring people down extremely fast. So if PA isn't able to get farm and do that, then they're in an awful place.
Nice toss back there, but then he was already caught inside the kinetic field. Iron Shell's going. Already bottle and making this lane work a lot better now with these extra levels. Iron Shell, they've been farming 10s on the side, so plenty of extra experience to go around here for the aggressive lane. Not something that's always the case. But not something that's defending team with goal. That is the result of fighting, but Alliance they perfectly able to fight themselves. But the combo on the Tiger, he's pretty damn low. Skitter jumps on in and stay aboard. Say, alright, enough is enough.
Yep, getting back pretty quickly there. They're able to turn these fights pretty fast. And speaking of, down here, Ember Spirit.
Limps back, jumps right back in with the Remnant. Teeter Chains do connect. Onamaker is already being suns up, needs to get rid of the bug, and he does. The next person sticks up. Avalanche connects in with him too, but he's still pretty damn tanky. Now it is actually KABAN who's on the retreat. Synderen, well, there's Grimstroke. Gonna live to tell the another slow on to mind the Remnant. Coming out just now, Boxy there to intercept it as necessary, but he didn't even have the mana to jump to it in the first place. He goes down. Cool guys, don't look at explosions. Boxy still gets the kill off of his ultimate. Already making his way.
Yeah, and he just walks away. So, full team rotation there from Alliance as soon as they dove the tower. Just, again, just like we saw in the last game, amazing teamwork by them. But Pugna, I think, is a little bit happy that he's finally getting some space, and I think he should use this to push the tower.
Comes up in a blast.
Depends how much they'll give him, though.
Certainly do some tip damage. Surprised to see that being a threat.
But yeah, I think as this is going on, Alliance has more and more of the advantage here in this bottom lane.
Trying to make a play again with Chains. Knight's still hanging around here. Good run and place down earlier. Connect Field will keep him in place here though.
Just want to dive too hard. Remember what happened last time.
Famous spot in mid. DK4 was also rotated out as Boxy's there. Farming some stacks of his own.
The one who stacked it, so no stack tax. Unfortunate. Get a lot of gold from that now. I think it's like 35%.
How much is that though? Real world value. Still just like 20, 30
Like,
gold, right?
in real life, you're talking about selling Dota gold for real currency?
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that.
His middle tower looks to be disintegrating.
I have to believe in that. I have to believe.
This isn't World of Warcraft or RuneScape.
Well, I mean, is there any indication that this game is going in a different...
I think if this PA is able to get the farm, that's what I'm talking about. Get on the back line, either instantly burst down this Razor or this Disruptor, take them out of the fight, then just have numbers advantage, sure, it'll go differently. But they did exactly what they needed to do as far as shutting down this PA's farm. PA is a lot lower on the net worth chart than she wants to be. So they got what they wanted out of this tri lane.
I guess you could say some things about Mika, but Qualifiers doing well enough for himself. Not quite as fast as one of mid lane, but Boxy's filling that role himself. Right? 4.4k, max up Shadow Poison. They have cores that are farmed, they're pushing these lanes, giving control of.
But they really aren't pushing this top lane that much. I mean, they've been alone up here for like 2 minutes now, and they've only done a couple hundred damage to the tower.
Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand.
Doesn't.
I mean, maybe he's trying to hide his position a little bit, but I don't think he should be doing that. The enemies know where he is because he's kind of showed himself. Alright, they might get a kill on Darkseer here though.
Maybe, maybe not. Searching away to toss forward here with the blast. The drain starting off the mark though. Now Zayna catches at least Beaver, can even inspecting forwards potentially here. Also brought down a Grimstroke. The second Beaver, I guess. This is just bringing him down. Tiger's duking and diving.
I mean,
seems very, I don't know how to put it, uncoordinated from KABAN. The Sneaker Ball was forced to fight, banishment, cancels life drain, like easy kill for Blake.
yeah, and that's more kills going the way of Alliance. I mean, they did get the tower, but it feels like they didn't learn their lesson from last game. If you dive anyone on Alliance, they're going to react if it's good to react. These guys play together amazing.
They're very aware of the positioning of not just their own team, but also the enemy team. And they have a really good sense of whether they can fight and how they need to take these fights. These skirmishes really have to come out ahead. They keep ping on again mid though. Oh, here's that's just a little bit too much, but Qualifier might be able to exact some revenge.
Storm.
Does have a defensive remnant up, so let's get rid of the bug.
Alright. Decide not to take that fight. Insania, yeah, if they try and fight into that, Insania just kills them with Static Storm. Traps them in the little bubble.
The bubble.
So you did manage to...
Circle.
The circle, bubble, same thing.
Not really.
It's the same thing. Bubbles are circles.
Or spheres, like a three-dimensional circle. Yeah.
Isn't it three-dimensional?
Yeah.
The kinetic field.
Three-dimensional version of circle.
Alright, I'm not going to argue with you about geometry.
Yeah.
Whatever. So anyways...
I mean, there was an argument supporting your point in calling this freaking Static Storm a bubble.
I'm going to stand by it.
You don't understand you sometimes.
It's just how it would be. It's a bubble. You can ask Insani after the game, he'll tell you it's a bubble. So anyways, bottom lane, Taiga going on Oliver down here, or Skitter now.
So frustrating. Small little setter purging you 5 times in a row. Forcing in a lot of reactions here. Static Storm comes in as they actually count 9. They have the damage here to bring him down at the time. They do indeed! This Boxy drops the demonic purge. Skitter gets away, but really didn't really come out ahead.
No, and again, your Ember Spirit's falling further behind, your PA is falling further behind, you're not going to have the damage to burst these people down, take the quick fights that you want to with this draft.
Followed as well. Doesn't it? Right clicks, couple of poison stacks. Nothing you can do there.
So down he goes too, and you're just losing more and more of the map right now. Feels like Alliance, again, doing the same thing they did last game. Playing it slow and steady, gaining more control, knowing what items they want, knowing their timings, And every time that KABAN makes a mistake, they're there punishing it.
And yeah, guess what? They were looking to maybe go for Qualifier. But by the time they decided, no, we actually can't, it was already too late, because Boxy was already there. Press a few spells, Disruptor comes in. Even the illusion's even blocking the partner between the trees, which is just adding into the fury. Yet another kill going towards Alliance. Like it starts sounding like broken records, but what else can you say when the same thing keeps happening?
I feel like they just didn't learn their lesson from the last game. They're playing like Alliance is this uncoordinated team. They can take advantage of, I guess, what looks like to them is bad positioning, but they know exactly how far forward they can go right now on Alliance. Every time they try and go on them, their allies are there in the perfect time. They just keep getting baited here. So I think you just have to play a little bit more defensively, figure out what your timings are on KABAN, and go for that, and just have your Pugna split push around the map and take those towers. But at the moment, you're falling further and further behind. You can't take these fights. Anything drawn out is just gonna make you lose. You need a couple of items on this Ember Spirit and PA before you're able to fight into them. And I'm not sure that they're gonna get them at this rate.
Bass drums, poverty build, boots, Desolate and Phantom of the South. It is trying to itemize what's at end. To jump in towards the squishy, you like to stop the take him out of the fight. And that not exactly too reliable.
Look, they're not even gonna get Taiga here. Taiga, yeah, that Ember realized he was up to something if that Darkseer wasn't running away, and that's exactly what they were doing, so he has learned a little bit.
Limbs back up top, keeping out, but there's heals already on Razor. And there's the difference. Taiga goes low, but it doesn't go down, and he has friends that make Nine have to run away. On the other side of the map, exact same situation. Support is forward, but he doesn't have help, and instead he just died.
And this ward over here is in the perfect place to know if the enemies are going to come over and react to it. I mean, you've de-warded the common ward spot right here by this tier 1, but they actually placed it right by the tree over here, which almost never gets de-warded. So they know that there's nobody sitting right behind him, and that they're able to take that kill.
I got this. Continues to be toxic. The helm creep, they put an iron gel on it.
Yeah, he's got the catapult too. Oh no. He's gonna drop the ult.
And Static Storm, Nine's dead. I mean, this. I love to hype this up, but it's just. See this coming a mile away, but. Lions see this. The other heroes coming. Yeah, you bet your ass they can. Just get to walk away?
Yeah, this is you committing your whole team down here, and they just walk off. Meanwhile, Razor's farming top lane. Sven's pushing down the mid lane. I mean, yeah, he's not getting a tower or anything, but they're coming further and further ahead. Now we're up to 10k net worth at 17 minutes. And this is starting to feel a lot like the last game.
Foxy maybe now is a little bit too far forward. Soulbound to nobody in particular. The vacuum wall though. The try and turn as Digifol was dead first. Skidder comes in, but Disruptor. You're low from the partner. 9 caught inside the connect field. Same as Skidder here is Syndrome trying to control upper rest of the unboxing. So pretty Skidder actually goes in and they do find the damage on him as well as Taiga eventually. Alright, got a bit lucky there. 9 also just doing quite some work there. That one to the table in the way that they wanted to.
Yeah, and those kills under their belt are really important. They got a lot of EXP there. They got a lot of gold.
Came to Tom, but they couldn't point while they were there together. Instant CP to Thunder and still having some issues eating through this evasion right.
Yep.
So that means that you can go back in. Mika was kind of baited though as the rest comes also to try and help this time. Fever, BK Phobos, will move from one to the next work without a fit of the Grimstroke. On top of this BKB and will also help walk away for good.
Not bad for KABAN though. I mean, you force the BKB usage, that thing's dropping. You won that fight there by the shrine in the bottom lane, and you just got the Sven. So you need these kills right now. That's a little bit of a gold spike for the side of KABAN, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough.
Zayna be gone on as well. Ryan's getting a bit of a taste of their own medicine right now. Just a little bit off balance after these recent scum just not going their way.
It's a little bit off now that they don't have all their heroes on the map. Since that happened, they feel like they lost their pace a little bit. I mean, right there in the bottom lane while that was happening, the Shadow Demon was going on the Ember Spirit, so they're like, okay, it's good to go on this Disruptor. We can do it right now.
Got themselves a comfortable lead leading into this, so shouldn't really panic about it right now. They have to be careful not to let this.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Around, they saw Skidder, they caught a glimpse of him. Ward and maybe also Sintu and straight to the tree line, certainly with a catapult. Banishment, get rid of the bug. But the first one to the bounty rune Cinder is actually just straight up dead. No real commitment. Playing Ember kills Boykra. Top the bounty, he's gonna get the second one. Not being punished.
He's actually out of remnants there. He does have one now, just came back up. PA's here.
Taking ridiculous amount of damage now with Blade online. Running out of armor. Okay, DK forwards with the intercept, forces up the BKB once again in banishment on one. Boxy stuff alive with the limit cape.
They're walking up here now on Alliance.
They don't want to keep going, but without enough forces by the vacuum into the Stormhammer. We talked about it, and there it is. Vacuum Stormhammer, Static Storm. The big combo, including the big carry that they put all their hopes and dreams on the side of KABAN. Skidder down for the count. 30 seconds, and also opens up the tier 1 tower on mid.
I mean, at least you didn't lose the Ember Spirit there. That's the only saving grace of that. But again, losing a tiny PA now having the Desolator. I think Alliance want to take this before this PA gets their BKB. So they're going to start to, they're going to look to push like tier 2s and maybe even high ground in the next couple of minutes. I think once this Sven hits his BKB, that's when they're going to want to go high ground. They'll take Roche, and they'll start to go for tier 3s after that. But again, Alliance has been playing steady last game. They've been playing steady this game. I don't think that they're going to do anything that throwy, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I guess that they just get back on pace, you know, keep building their lead. Safe ways and stable ways. Then eventually take it.
Playing pretty close together right now. You're on the side of KABAN. But they sort of have to at this point. I mean, they're really susceptible to getting caught out, and they've realized, okay, every time we try and go on these enemies, they're all reacting. We need to take a page from their book. We need to try and bait some of these enemies out. And it worked to a degree against Alliance, but I think they've caught on to what they're trying to do here.
Bit of a tighter formation now. Zayna hanging around. Quite fast, pushing down the tier 2 tower. Should be able to take this one for free, and they're not in any position to do this.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Just playing pretty tight at the moment, keeping everybody together, make sure nobody gets caught out, making sure they don't make any of those mistakes that they were making earlier, letting Alliance take advantage of them just trying to go on, and Alliance responding instantly with those reinforcements.
Tier 2 being gone on nil. Be careful. Clicking away. What the hell? Yeah, Curry ends up tying his Skidder, finds it. Let's see if anything was. Certainly going to be a bit annoying for Line. Still going to get this tier 2 tower. DK4 was chipping away at the top at the same time. So this time, it is actually going to be a 1-for-1 trade. What is it? Ian, last like it comes in. DK4 probably end up losing his life for the cause.
Yep, not a chance he gets out of this. Not with the Yule Scepter on the Razor. So he does go down here. So if you're on the side of KABAN, you want to try and take a fight against them right now if you can. You know what? The Razor just got back. But not able to catch anybody.
I feel like they've a little chase potential. And Tiny has a Blink Dagger now, so alleviated some jump in, but Phantom Assassin jumps in, you commit. Ember Spirits, similar problem. They have enough remnant out as well.
Right. He does have his BKB up now on the Ember Spirit. So he has a lot more to work with at the moment. Doesn't have to worry about that Static Storm from the Disruptor as much. I mean, up until the Disruptor gets an Aghanim Scepter, but I'm not sure that's happening anytime soon.
But they need Ember Spirit to have more.
Tower's under attack.
Right now it's a very defensive build overall.
I mean, he needs to stay alive. Again, these fights are going to be... Alliance wants to draw them out. Like I said before, you do want that damage and that burst, but you also want to survive just getting hit by that vacuum, getting stuck inside the Static Storm, Storm Bolt. So avoiding that lockdown and it being really easy for Ember to like move around the fights, get to the backlines, kill the Disruptor, kill the Shadow Demon. If he can do that sort of stuff with his BKB without getting caught out, then he's fine. But pretty soon here, he's going to want to start going a little bit more damage.
Another slight issue here for KABAN. Smoked up is smoked up under a lane ward. Exactly. Reconnect, disconnecting, reconnecting, restarting.
It's a beta.
So I don't think Alliance will react. Group up, smoke themselves, find the look towards Rochelle.
See, the thing is, I'm not sure they want to. If they do, they're going to want to do it right away. This PA is 100 gold off for BKB. So you got a 10-second BKB on the PA pretty soon. You have a 10-second BKB on the Ember Spirit, and you have a 10-second BKB on the Pugna right now. So you're at a pretty big power peak for KABAN at the moment. Meanwhile, you're still trying to get a couple of those items right now. On Alliance. Actually, Disruptor did opt to go for that Aghanim Scepter if you take a look at his items.
Look again, because it's not his Aghanim.
What the?
Playing Courier right now, because Courier died.
Alright.
It also carries Mika's Myth Before Hammer.
I'm on to you, Alliance.
BKB recipe. So
Are you ready to run?
I mean, if you look at the net worth, he's sitting at 3.2k, there's no way he has this many items from himself.
Oh, come on, I looked at his inventory.
Ah, man.
I blame the fact that the screen is gray because the game's paused.
You can disable that, you know?
Really?
I think so. Really great for me.
Jesus, the future's here.
There's certainly this one thing, like, where it doesn't... It should be around, green shake.
Heads up.
Yeah.
We're back.
Thanks, dude.
Might be somewhere, but it wasn't great for me.
Alright. So anyways, BKB is up on the Sven. Darkseer has his Guardian Greaves done, but he's sitting on a little bit of gold. I'm not sure you guys want to take this fight at the moment. Come on, you guys.
Well, you said they shouldn't, so they will. Make you look bad. Yes, block action is the fight syndrome. Cool guy being brought down immediately, so... That's already pretty good. You don't have to deal with a soul bind, raise or heat swells or anything. Straight into Roche.
Makes sense. I mean, this is exactly what you want to do if you take out one of the heroes you know they can't fight. You want to bring down this Roche as quickly as possible. Bond does know that they're taking it right now, and again, they are at a power peak at the moment. So, they have these BKBs. If they need to fight here, I think that they have a decent chance. I mean, not the best due to the fact that the Grimstroke is down, but they might just let them take this one.
Looks like they're making their way there. Do something desperate. Aegis in the hands of...
Not the end of the world, though. I feel like Aegis on the Sven isn't going to be like a game-changing thing that they're able to break high ground with at the moment.
Be your luck when they win the game off this. Full 5-man smoke broken by Shadow Demon blinks away, and Ray's actually caught in the middle of all of this. So that's the best idea. BKB's come out from both. The Soulbind does connect from Sinwin as well. BKB's will make sure that they can get the immediate kill on him. Beaver slowed down. Went over on Skidder. He has popped his own BKB, but Piper, he's already dead. Boxy, I'll be gone off the limit. There's no detection at the ready. It's a force out another BKB. And now all of them are on cooldown. They haven't been able to get a single kill left.
Oh
And
no!
they get the glimpse
This is the
online.
worst.
There is a remnant, but it does have just enough mana to jump to it, but still. Drop it. Oh, Static Storm.
One remnant left.
Forward here, but not
Not
getting
far
away
enough.
from this. He didn't even go to the low ground. No.
That could be it. They're gonna lose a set of racks, if not two, right here. Their BKBs are on cooldown. The Ember Spirit is dead. I mean, he does have buyback, but I'm not sure they're gonna be able to take this fight. You're just putting your buybacks on cooldown and spending gold here.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, and there's your Aghanim Scepter on the Razor too.
Go back the wall. Aghanim Scepter doing work on the melee racks. You have to find a way to go into this, and that is Fiber with the blink, with the toss back. The Reviver combined, you need to do some damage to fall off of Peter. Already dead again as Mickey pops his BKB, walks away.
Wow. 9. Down quite a bit of gold with that. Okay, their BKBs are now back up. They are able to take a fight here if they can catch the heroes out on the lines, but I'm pretty sure they just get away here.
Keep walking.
Wait, no, you don't want to take it at this.
Around it. Bit spread out. BK4 was another BKB being used. Alright, that's what you were talking about earlier. Insane, yeah. Immediately taken down by a nice little crit. I didn't find a Sven here, but it was quite well. It's running on Skinner, taking away all of this damage. Double stun in the front line still. Mika is low. Low enough? Question mark. If he dies, he's gonna come back with the Aegis, and looks like it's gonna be inevitable now with another slide space. At what cost? They already lost 2 more heroes. Bolts go down on the side of Alliance, but of course they're still very much alive kicking, and they're perfectly happy to take down the shrine.
I mean, that was one of the fights that's going to be as good as you can get. I mean, they took it at a pretty awkward angle where Alliance had the advantage, but that PA jumping on that Disruptor and taking him out of the fight immediately was exactly what needed to happen for them. So,
Drop there as long as you could, because the moment Razor starts draining your damage, you have to run away, but unless there's a like target or something, you're gonna have a hard time actually breaking it 2 times. Such a huge issue for them to do that. It's Aina this time. There's some stacks from the work with 9. It's out. Something without the axe means that you can use that
So, BKB is down a little bit, but I don't think he cares that much. As long as you're able to activate and get out of some of these combinations from Alliance, you're good to go. Does hurt I guess, yeah, it hurts a little bit having your BKB on a lower time. You're less able to take fights. Again, you want these fights to be quick though, so not the hugest deal in the world. Speaking of, we're here by the runes. Bottom line, they went on the Razor there, but he just pops his BKB and walks away.
Looking forward to them, KB. Lick away at some of these look better, especially Skidder.
So, well, they're pushing down top lane and did use the Aegis, so I'm not sure that they're gonna really take that much more until Roche is back up again, or they hit some other item timings here. I mean, they do have Assault coming on the Sven. He is level 20, but actually he's got a DD bottled. They might want to do something with this.
I mean, gonna get this tier 2 for free. It's not really worth fighting over. It's good. Alright. Activates a shrine. Gets glimpse back. Well, that really matters because it's probably not long for the world whenever they want to decide to take it down. It's always a good idea, especially don't think about it. Still a while out.
Still another 3 minutes till we figure out when it's going to be up. So, over here in the mid lane, just pushing out the wave here on Boxy, making sure these enemies are constantly pressured. not giving them a whole lot of breathing room here. But this is one of the issues. They want this Ember's BKB to be on cooldown at the moment, but they have to use Static Storm for them to have it, and then they don't have Static Storm for the fight, and then they're not able to take the fight. So it's a little bit of a stalemate at the moment, up until either somebody slips up or, again, PA is able to take a fight in such a way where she just takes out the Disruptor instantly. The Static Storm is a huge issue for their team, though.
AC has been delivered. The rune has been activated, might have been the order. Put it into the pack and
Nani? I think auto activation.
do too much with it. Yeah, it looks like they're just gonna wait out. Control the map until the next row shackles up. With Aegis, Kachis. But again, super safe. Even though they're 20k ahead, they know that this game is still very much doable.
Like I was saying last game, these guys want to go to the minor. They're not taking any risk here. They're just playing steady Dota. They've been working great as a team, and they haven't really done any like huge slip-ups at this point. They're responding to like their enemies getting ganked really well. They're not going in too deep. Every time that they take a loss, they don't overcommit for their allies. They know what they're doing here.
Yeah. Always nice to see. Good Dota.
Good Dota.
Knowing that half the people who watch this will be very much appreciative of it. The other half will, yeah, let either one of these teams lose the money or something.
Very responsibly.
That's a KABAN, by the way. In case it wasn't clear. DKB for Start and DK4 was, yeah, just off the glimpse.
Again, that's the least valuable target, taking down this Grimstroke, and it's not like there's a whole lot for him to combo with, dropping that Soulbind. Double Dagon.
Well, it turns out they want to stop waiting. We've already forced out. Start chipping away at this as much as they can. Yeah, with that God Strength, he's chucking away this tower quite a bit, certainly quite possible to do. So it's a 5 bucket Syndron. They get to they get a tier 3 and they're walking in.
You definitely leave now.
Piper, he has different plans, so tosses one back, but Mika pumps his own PKB. The Soulmar comes in, but there's vacuum! There's the Static Storm! And it's an absolute disaster here. 1-2 going down, 2 more buybacks coming in. Qualifiers lost the fight as quickly as they started at the glimpse back, but into the remnant forward. Boxy just gets another kill randomly on... And it was at that almost back at his base, and Boxy still finishes him off with some Shadow Poison.
Yeah, he had basically no HP left. The Shadow Poison did end up finishing him off right there. And yeah, that just... Things went from bad to worse at the moment, and you're completely fine with getting back right there as Alliance. And that was the last guy you wanted to throw in there. He has so much HP. He has the status resistance from the Sanjin Yasha, and he just got the combo with his Stormhammer there. He's got lifesteal from the Vlads. This is the happiest Sven alive.
Good to just see that. I mean, KABAN taking a chance, trying to take a team fight, and then just starting to follow line a little bit, but no follow-up control for him. But Alliance, they can just walk in, they can feel comfortable. KABAN, they have nothing to ignore them. None of this configuration here, and they're disrupted, unfortunately, but they're still gonna get this extra kill. It's gonna be no TK phobos for 85 seconds.
Fight is down without buyback at the moment, and I'm not sure what you're able to do. I mean, your odds of taking these fights have just got lower and lower. You got buyback and cooldown on PA as well, and I'm not sure that she's able to get on the backlines and kill this Disruptor anymore. He's got a Ghost Scepter.
Dota Plus has been very sure about this game for quite a while, actually. Sitting at 100% of Dire, and honestly, I gotta concur. It's almost impossible to come back to a big old lead.
Yikes, he didn't even go on the PA there. He just focused the Rag Center stunning the PA. They know what they want. They want base. They want objectives. Alliance is looking to end this game.
Kills me nothing. Got plenty of them because it feels. Now that's being satisfied, they can focus on buildings. Only one set of racks left. Them and Mega Creeps that go to victory.
And look at how disciplined they are, Drag and Drop. I mean, they know they could win the game right now, but bounty runes are up, Roshan is up. They just step out of their base. They get even further ahead. They get a couple more items. They get the gem right now.
A full courier, I mean. Type of insight. Magic 1 recipe didn't actually make it onto the courier for the Darkseer. I'm not sure if that's a worthwhile item to build this late in the game.
I want to know what kind of brutal mental training these people have gone through to be able to play discipline Dota like this.
Idiots.
Yeah, but you see you're winning a game, you just want to go, you know? And these people don't do that. It takes great mental fortitude.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just different people as to initiate defensive or something this time. Of course, this game actually gets stunned. Coming through on one, Boxy, still not much alive. Soulbind does very little here. 3 heroes go down, and 9 is going to be chucked away at 2. Mika, too powerful, too strong. Yes, triple kills to end this game. Maybe an Ultra, definitely an Ultra.
And that's it.
Called. KABAN just falls to Alliance, finally throw the net within. KABAN just lets go on for too long and get all away from them.
I mean, they weren't able to get to the backlines, kill those heroes fast at the start of these fights. That's what they needed to do with this draft, but they shut down the PA in the laning phase. The Ember didn't do amazing either, and so Alliance got away with this one, and they did the exact same thing they did the previous game.